Yeah, you don't know the Berrington Stone were representing for what? Jackaboom, life, you don't know.
Yo, we shall not ever swap for the popping, for the popping. You know, my name is Artiste. I see you take the
ASEM Asem Obeda Antem. You know, the day I heard this tune for the first time, I fell in love with Asem and I fell in love with Richie because of the production of this very tune. You know, we had enjoyed, you know, different kinds of genres, and when crank music came, I think this was one of the tunes that introduced crank music to Ghanaians. You know, so Asem was on the Lynx label, and Richie was the CEO or the Chief Executive Officer of Lynx Entertainment. Now, Lynx, Charlie. Okay, so let me go straight to the story. I'm trying to go straight to the story, you know.
Stone were representing for what? Jackaboom for life, you don't know.
Okay, so this story was written by Kwame Dazi on the 18th of May 2026. And Kwame Dazi, happy birthday to Kwame Dazi. Doing this story on your birthday sounds great to me. Happy birthday to you, Kwame Dazi. And the story goes like Lynx creates artist management, focuses on music distribution and electronics. Lynx Entertainment creates artist management, focuses on music distribution and electronics. Okay, so after 2 decades of grooming and projecting some of Ghana's biggest music stars, Richie MENSAH says Lynx Entertainment is stepping away from artist management to focus on music distribution and electronics. The vibrator producer entrepreneur, in a video shared on his social media pages on his 40th birthday, May 17th, disclosed that the decision forms part of a long-term personal goal he set years ago to retire from active music production at the age of 40. So, Richie did an interviewing himself. Richie interviewed himself and he put this message across. So let me read a bit further. I mean, never say never. I cannot predict what the future holds, but currently, as it is now, Lynx does not manage any artist. What we have done is we have converted the record label to a distribution company. And then the next thing that I will be focusing my full energy on is Lynx Electronics, he noted. Richie explained that his interest in electronics dates back to childhood when he spent time studying gadgets and trying to understand how sound equipment worked. According to him, that curiosity eventually pushed him through sound engineering and later music production. The Lynx boss said the company's new direction is aimed at improving the listening experience for music lovers after years of creating hit records for audiences across Africa. For 20 years, I have been creating sound and music for people to enjoy, and now I am focusing on creating a way they can enjoy that music, how they can listen to that music, he said. So, as part of its expansion into electronics, Lynx has already introduced products, including the Lynx Reverb headphones, and is preparing to release more speaker systems, such as the Lynx Octave. Founded in 2006 by Richie MENSAH, Lynx Entertainment started as a home studio before growing into one of Ghana's most influential record labels. So, you know, it was fascinating when I saw Richie interviewing himself, and I said that was creativity. You know, in recent times, Richie wrote a book, and he said he titled the book, "Yes, It's Your Fault." He titled the book, "Yes, It's Your Fault." I haven't had the opportunity to read that book yet, but people say it's a very good book, and Richie has also started a podcast, and is doing so well. That podcast is doing so well. Now, let's go back. Lynx Entertainment has been one of Ghana's biggest record labels. No doubt about it. Some musicians were making argument that there is no record label in Ghana. And I was like, oh no! If there was no record label in Ghana, which label brought all these big names? Asem, 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 Kwame Eugene, you know, Kiddy. They are all recent times, but if you go back, Easy, OJ Black, they all came from the Lynx label. So Lynx has produced a lot of musicians, not only secular musicians, but also they've produced gospel artists. You know, Lynx also brought about 2 movies out. They brought about 2 movies out, and they also signed some movie stars as well to the label. So Lynx was a very big label. Now, what can I say? What I can say is that let's support Richie MENSAH in his next phase of life. Let's support him the way we supported him managing his musicians. Let's buy the headphones, the speakers, all the things he's coming to focus on. Let's support it like we've always supported. Now, Richie MENSAH is a great guy. And apart from Richie MENSAH, I think Albert, I don't know, I think Albert is Richie's cousin or brother or family member. The way they moved and brought Lynx Entertainment, you know, it was like they are brothers. Even if they are not brothers, they moved like brothers. So one guy I will also commend on the Lynx label is Albert. Albert has been a road manager to most of the artists at Lynx. You know, you cannot go through Lynx without passing through Albert. So Albert is one person we should also project and also highlight his input into the Lynx label. You know, Albert has done a lot, and we have to acknowledge his effort for the Lynx label. Lynx Entertainment has done a lot for this country, bringing out a lot of artists. It got to a point, people were even saying that if you are an artist and you move from the Lynx label, you are not going to make a hit again. Oh no! Kwame Eugene and Kiddy, I think they are speaking different languages because they are doing well. Kiddy and Kwame Eugene are doing well. So you cannot tell me if you leave the Lynx label, you are not going to do well. It depends on your hard work, your passion, and your input, and your creativity. That is what is going to make you a success or a successful musician. Okay, so Lynx Entertainment have done so well in this country. We can count a number of artists. You know, they've collaborated with the likes of Ochiame Kwame, also do different projects. And I really admire. I used to go to the Lynx house to get new music and all that, have discussions and all that. So it's great. It's great they came into the scene, but it's sad that they are leaving the artist management work. The question is, Is that side not fetching them enough money? Is that side not making enough money? That is why they are leaving? Or is it just by the promise that Richie promised that at 40 he was going to leave? If Richie, I know Lynx Entertainment is for Richie, but the work wasn't done by only Richie, and they could have used the electronics as another company under the Lynx company, but they are leaving the artist management entirely. So I think, or I'm asking, was it not fetching Richie enough money? Was fans not coming through? Was fans not coming through? That is why he's quitting. That is the question I'm asking. It's a big blow to our industry, but I think people must be allowed to do what they want to do. People must be allowed to explore. People must be allowed to go to different ventures and different realms of their life.
I promised myself that when I turned 40, I was going to retire from music. So my whole life, I have had only one employer. Everybody knows him by the name Cheddar. Wait, Cheddar? Nana Kwame Bediako. The biggest switch in my life was when I left Bama Camp. What was it like growing up then? How did it affect the person that you are today? Before Achimota, I went to Christ the King. So you've said in other interviews that you were in Achimota school studying science because you wanted to become a doctor. So how did you transition from wanting to be a doctor to a path in music? So how would you define